This is South Pass City, Wyoming built on a gold rush dream, and still standing like a doorway into the 19th century, even today. At the peak, this street pulsed with deals, rumors, and pure impatience, everyone convinced the next shovel of dirt would change everything overnight. Now the noise is gone, but the materials remain. Every nail and board feels like a sentence left behind, still waiting to be read aloud. Gold fever wasn't just hope, it was pressure. A whisper that said, not tomorrow, not next year, right now, no excuses. When news of gold spread, people poured in fast carrying picks, pans, and a single idea. Outwork everyone else, no hesitation. Boomtowns rise like campfires, sudden, bright, and hungry. South Pass City grew on urgency, plank by plank, all around. A store like this sold more than supplies. It sold time because every minute shopping was a minute not digging at all. Every tool was a promise heavy, cold, and honest. If fortune came, it came through your hands first, every time. Up here, the wind never really stops. It's the same wind the miners fought every day, cold, loud, and impossible to ignore all day. In boom times, a doorway like this was a line between two worlds, hard work outside, wild stories inside, after dark. Gold made everything faster decisions, bargains, betrayals. In places like this, money didn't just buy things, it bought chances to survive. An assay wasn't just a test, it was a verdict. One careful measurement could turn a rumor into reality, or end a dream on the spot, in minutes. Imagine the boardwalk at its busiest, hundreds of footsteps, all racing toward the same idea. The strike that makes you rich, for real. Boomtowns attract more than miners. Where money gathers fast, trouble follows quiet warnings, sudden fights, and rules made up on the spot, real quick. At night, the town argued with itself who owned what, who cheated who, and who would be gone by morning, by sunrise. Order here was fragile. Sometimes it was a badge. Sometimes it was reputation. Sometimes it was just the look in someone's eyes, at once. People didn't come here for comfort. They came for the chance to win, and they paid for that chance, with cold nights and hard days, every season. Out here, water was currency. You measured it, guarded it, and never forgot how quickly it could disappear, so carefully. The gold rush had a rhythm strike, lift, sift, repeat. Not glamorous, just relentless, all day. Some people chased gold with muscle. Others chased it with numbers, claims, debts, promises, and plans that looked perfect on paper, each night. Most miners didn't live in legends. They lived in small rooms like this, sleeping fast, waking early, and chasing the same thought every day, for years. South Pass City wasn't only pickaxes and dust. It was families, cooks, teachers, shopkeepers, people building a life in the shadow of a gamble, from scratch. In a gold town, rumors were fuel. A single sentence could move crowds toward a claim, toward a fight, or toward the next big disappointment, like wildfire. Letters tied this place to the world beyond the hills: news, money, heartbreak, hope. Every message changed someone's next move, right away. A few stakes could start a war. In the gold rush, ownership was drawn in dirt and defended like it was destiny, without mercy. The ground here held more than minerals. It held pressure, days of hunger, nights of doubt, and the fear that someone else found it first, everywhere. Every creek became a laboratory of hope. Swirl the pan, watch the sand fall away, and pray the last shimmer is real, in hope. One good find could reset your whole life in a second. That's why people stayed even when everything else said to leave, no matter. Gold towns ran on iron. If your shovel snapped or your horse threw a shoe, this heat kept your dream alive every week. Nothing here was easy to get. Every nail, every meal, every candle had to fight distance before it reached this street, out here. A boomtown needed a doctor because the frontier wasn't romantic up close. Injury, sickness, and exhaustion were always in the ledger, all winter. And then winter arrived, turning ambition into survival. Gold could wait, but cold never did, so fast. When the rush faded, the town didn't explode or burn away. It just quieted down, like a song ending mid-note, so softly. Every door here has been opened by urgency, by people stepping in with muddy boots and a plan they couldn't afford to fail, with certainty. From up here, you can see what they were up against: distance, weather, and time. An entire landscape that never promised anything, for sure. South Pass City feels like history. You can walk through buildings holding their shape, and air holding the echo of what used to be, for you. Even in a gold rush, people planned for tomorrow. A schoolhouse meant the town was trying to become more than a rumor, in time. When luck runs the calendar, people look for steadier ground, something to hold on to when the mind gives nothing back, at last. A boomtown needed a jail, because the stakes were high. When everyone's desperate, even small things can turn sharp, real fast. And above the town, the cemetery reminds you, this place demanded a lot. Some people never got the chance to leave up there. In museums, the smallest objects hit hardest because they belonged to someone who thought they'd be remembered for something bigger, right here. A stove meant comfort you could earn. Heat, soup, dry socks, small victories that kept people going when gold didn't, not once. Not every story here is about gold. Some are about chores because life kept happening, even while everyone chased a miracle, every day. A photograph freezes the rush in a single look, people staring forward, as if they still believe the next day will be the turning point, again tomorrow. In boom times, the bank felt like gravity, cold, steady, and serious. It was where luck tried to become permanent, for good. Paperwork was another kind of mining. A signature could hold your future, or erase it with one clean line, with ease. A single click could carry fortunes across mountains. News of a strike, a price, a rumor, moving faster than any horse, so quickly. Every boomtown has two directions. One road, coming in with hope, and another going out. When hope runs out, in silence. Above the street sits the reason this place existed, a mine on the hill, turning rock into hope and hope into noise. Up here, not every minute was spent digging. Sometimes you bought 10 seconds of peace, one clean shot, one cold drink, one deep breath, just briefly. South Pass City wasn't only about gold. It was part of a bigger change, where a frontier territory dared to expand who counted so boldly. Here, justice wasn't abstract, it was personal. One chair, one decision, and a town learning what it meant to live with itself. Together somehow. This is where dreams got processed, where rock became dust, and dust became a number someone could argue over, at scale. In a town built on risk, this room asked for something else: fairness, patience, and the courage to be heard, from everyone. Today, the rush is gone. What's left is the feeling like you're stepping into someone else's unfinished day, right then. When the light fades, the town feels closest to its old self: quiet buildings, big sky, and stories that refuse to disappear at dusk. Out here, time feels different. The sagebrush moves, the shadows slide, and the town waits like it's still listening for footsteps everywhere else. Look through this glass, and you can almost layer two worlds: today's silence on top of yesterday's hurry, at once. History isn't only what you see. It's what you touch, metal worn smooth by people who thought they were only passing through long ago. At night, the sky does the same thing it did back then, spreads wide above the town, making every dream feel possible, again tonight. Here, stories are carried person to person. A simple gesture can turn empty space into a scene you suddenly understand, for you. Before electricity, night had a weight. One lamp like this held back the dark and made every decision feel closer, so close. These rocks are the leftovers of hope, proof of effort, proof of waiting, proof that most dreams don't arrive as a clean ending at all. Touch the water and you feel the cost. The frontier wasn't an idea, it was cold hands, long days, and stubborn patience, for real. A hotel like this wasn't luxury. It was crowding, noise, and news people living close enough to share rumors through the walls, each week. Footprints don't last long out here. The wind edits everything like time, constantly rewriting who was here so fast. In a remote town, basics could feel expensive. You didn't just buy food, you bought the ability to keep trying, to survive. Leaving wasn't simple. For many, the road out felt like admitting defeat, so they stayed. One more day, one more try, any longer. Behind glass, the past becomes delicate. But these objects were once every day handled fast, lost fast, replaced fast back then. Today, this place is a museum, but it doesn't feel like one. It feels like a town made of stories that still know where they belong, right here. The dream was bright, the reality was heavy, and South Pass City sat right between them, built from that tension, every time. When you stand still, your mind adds the missing noise, laughter, shouting, boots, bargains like the walls remember better than we do, in whispers. Some rooms hold the darker side of the rush, where anger cooled, where fear settled, and where mistakes became unforgettable, for good. In this town, history shifted in quiet ways, proof that the frontier wasn't only muscle and luck, but also voice and law, right here. Most boomtowns disappear. This one stayed carefully kept, like someone decided the memory was worth more than the gold, on purpose. Today the only rush is curiosity, one careful step at a time, moving through a past that's been rebuilt to be felt right now. A bell like this once meant business. Someone walked in, someone wanted something, and time started costing money again, so suddenly. People navigated with half-truths and hope, following sketches, rumors, and the kind of confidence that only desperation creates, every day. In the right light, the town looks freshly built until you notice the wear, the repairs, and the years stitched into every board, for sure. The wind is the narrator now. It moves through the town and tells the same lesson: nothing lasts forever, except what we choose to remember, all together. This register once rang like a heartbeat: buy, sell, trade, hurry. Now it's silent, holding the shape of a busy day that never comes back, ever again. In the gold rush, light was earned. Every candle meant extra hours awake. One more plan, one more promise, one more try, after midnight. Walk this street, and you feel the lesson. Fortune can build a town fast, but only memory decides if it stays, right now. In places like South Pass City, the past doesn't feel distant. It feels nearby, like you could turn around and meet it, in person. In rooms like this, dust becomes visible, tiny particles turning sunlight into something you can almost touch, for you. A key turning is a simple sound, but it means someone belonged here. Routine, responsibility, and a reason to keep going every day. Now the town is visited, not lived in. But every careful step is a kind of respect, proof that the story still matters, right here. South Pass City is more than a place. It becomes a feeling: quiet, wide sky, and the echo of people who believed in right now, all around. In the end, it's not the gold that stays in your mind. It's the glint of hope, and the people who chased it until the light ran out, in silence. This is South Pass City, once a gold rush promise, now a living memory. A place where you don't just look at history, you walk inside it, with you.